When a woman truly loves a man, she tends to become powerless to a certain extent until something or someone wakes her up. Everybody deserves to be loved accordingly, but sadly, that is not always the case. There are certain situations where women fall for the wrong men. They fall for men that do not really love them. And when that happens, they tend to become oblivious to the signs that suggest that these men are using them. In today's video, I want to talk about 6 signs that will show a woman that she's being used. I am Emmanuel Smarth. I make videos about relationship. If that sounds like a cup of tea, please do not hesitate to subscribe and join the conversation in the comment section. Now, let's get into the video. The first sign that suggests that you are being used is what I love to call one-sided benefits. Let me explain. If you ever find yourself in a relationship where you're giving more of yourself, you're giving your time, you're making sacrifices, you're doing whatever it is that is required by your partner to keep the relationship functional, that is great, provided if those efforts, those gestures are being reciprocated. You see, relationship is all about give and take. It's never about you just giving and giving and giving and getting nothing in return. That is simply wrong. I understand that oftentimes when women are in love, they manage to convince themselves by saying, listen, I'm a great woman. All I want to do is support my man. All I want to do is give my best effort to ensure that the relationship works out. That is great. As a matter of fact, if you're a woman like that, kudos to you. But at the same time, I would advise that you bring along some logical aspect to the relationship. You see, if you are with a man and he cannot go out of his way to put a smile on your face, if you are with a man and he cannot make the slightest sacrifice just to see that you're happy, regretfully, I must inform you, you are being used. So please be wise. Please learn to understand the difference between sacrificing for a relationship that is going to give you what you want versus being in a relationship where you are being used and taken advantage of. Another sign that suggests that a man is using you is when he misuses your fun or your money. I know that sometimes when women are in a relationship, they tend to be very helpful to the man that they love, and there's nothing wrong with that. But if you're ever with a man that is using your money with careless abandonment, and he doesn't care the effort and the sacrifices that you put into earning your money from your work, you have to be very careful. Here's a quick story. I knew of a friend of mine. She was in love with this guy, and when you see them, they look like the perfect couple. But then quickly, I started to realize that she was going into work without her car. And when I asked her, she said, well, you know, my boyfriend requested to use my car. It started as a favor to the point where he just took complete ownership of the car, and she couldn't say anything because she was in love with him. And here's where it even got crazier. She worked very hard and saved up to about $20,000. And this guy started spending this money little by little, $200, $300. And then the next thing you knew, he bought a car. So he spent up to, I think it was about $16,000 or $17,000 of her money. But she couldn't realize this. She couldn't come to the fact that this boy was using her. And sadly enough, he ended up leaving her. So the reason why I'm saying this is because when you are with a man and he's spending your money and he doesn't care, and the fact of the matter that he knows that you love him, you're not going to say anything in return, that is a sign that he's using you. So don't be with a man and allow him to just spend your money recklessly and carelessly, all in the name of love. That is a sign that you need to watch out for. Another thing that a man does when he's using you is called emotional intimidation. Now, what this is that there are ladies that find certain men to be cute, and they love this man so much to the point that they will do whatever this man asks them to do for the fear that he might leave them. So if you are a woman and you're dating a man who always threatens to leave you if you don't do certain things, who always threatens to leave you if you don't perform certain favors for him, he's using you. I've always said this, like when somebody loves you, they don't have to put you through that. It doesn't have to be conditional. When a person is giving you condition in order for you to receive love from them, that is not true love. That is just a sign that he's using you. And once he gets using you for the purpose that you're going to serve, and he no longer find you to be valuable, he's going to dump you. So do not let a man to intimidate you. Do not let a man to tell you that, well, you know, I'm very handsome, no other guy's going to date you. Don't let him to say that to you. If a man threatens you, if a man requests a favor from you just so he can give you some love in return, that is a trade, and that is a manipulation. So don't let a man to use you. Find someone that's going to love you unconditionally. Find someone that is not going to require you to do something just so you can get his love. When a man realizes that you love him, and no matter what he does, you're not going to leave him, he tends to take advantage of you in ways that you can't even imagine. One of those ways would be endless cheating. If you're ever with a man that you've caught cheating repeatedly, and you confront him, you talk to him, you forgive him, you keep forgiving him, and he keeps promising that he's going to change, but never changes, instead just goes on with his cheating habits, it is because he understands that no matter what he does, you're not going to leave him. So I'm going to say this again to you because this is very difficult for certain women to understand. When they love a man, they tend to be hooked on him. And it doesn't matter what he does, they're always going to forgive him. But I can assure you, a man is going to keep taking advantage of you if you don't stand up for yourself. A man is going to keep taking advantage of you if you don't put an end to his endless cheating. So a man that cheats on you endlessly without any care and lies to your face repeatedly is a man that clearly he doesn't have any interest in you, and he doesn't value you enough to stop his cheating habits. Another sign that suggests that a man is using you and clearly taking advantage of your love for him is when he physically abuses you. I don't think there is a greater definition of the word coward than a man that inflicts physical pain on a woman. I don't understand, to be honest with you. What even gets me more confused are the women that take these beatings and then defend this man for their action. It is ridiculous. When you love somebody, I understand that sometimes, we act out of emotions. I understand that some women tend to be a little bit violent and physical. Sometimes they get up in your face and they try to initiate a fight. But I don't think a man should ever fight with a woman. The first time a woman ever hit me, I worked out and I gave her a strict warning never to do it again. The second time, that was the end of the relationship. You see, I would never do something like that. And if you are with a man that beats on you for no reason, just because he can, or just because that is the way he shows his own love, trust me, he's taking advantage of you and he's using you. He's using your love for him to inflict physical pain on you. The sooner you realize that, the better for you. So don't stay in that relationship. I don't know if you're one of those women watching this video, I just want to say, don't stay in a relationship where somebody's going to physically abuse you. It is just wrong on so many levels. It is just wrong. It's bullying. There's a lot of things wrong with it. And personally, I take offense to that. So if you have a man that beats on you, or in the name of loving you, or he's jealous, that is a sign that he's taking advantage of you and he's using you. Please get out of that relationship and seek help. And lastly, if you ever with a man that performs a series of disrespectful acts towards you, he's using you and he's taking advantage of the love that you have for him. For example, if you're out in public and a man screams at you, a man yells at you in front of your friends, a man even slaps you in front of your friends, a man disrespects your parent, he disrespects your family, he disrespects your co-workers, your colleague, and he knows that you're not going to do anything about it, that is a sign that he's taking advantage of whatever love that he has noticed you have for him. I know that it is hard to be in love and sometimes limit the things that you allow from your partner, but I'm saying this to you. If somebody truly loves you, they will not disrespect you. If somebody truly loves you, they will not inflict pains on you. So if you are with a man that doesn't care about his behavior. He doesn't care how his action affects you. He doesn't show any concerns. He simply does not care how you feel about him, because he knows at the end of the day, you're going to come running back to him. Please understand this, women. Please understand this, lady, that he's using you and he's taking advantage of your love. The day you put your foot down, the day the relationship either ends or the disrespect stops. So do not be with a man that disrespects you. Let me just summarize this. You see, when women are in love, they tend not to see certain things, such as the disrespect, such as the misuse of funds, the endless cheating. As a matter of fact, there are even women that make excuses on this man's behalf. And I'm going to say this to you. The sooner you realize this, the sooner you get out of that toxic situation and relationship, the better it will be for you. I don't have much to say, Dan. We just tell you what I think are the signs that shows that a man is using you and he's taking advantage of your love. So get out. Before I end this video, I just want to say I would love to hear from you. If you have not already subscribed, kindly consider subscribing. If there's someone you know that could benefit from this video, please share it with them. And then lastly, I have another channel that focuses more on personal growth. It's called Smart Presents. I'll leave a link in the description. I'll also put the handle right on the screen. Go check it out. I'm sure you'll love it. Until then, I'll see you in the next video.